Yo, what's going on, everybody? It's Kitty G, and I'm back again with another video. I haven't been live for a little while now, but I'm sorry, guys. I'm back. I'm back in the city, and you guys, you know what? We got to start this the right way. We got a bunch of stuff to talk about today, but before we go any further, guys, do me a favor. If you're watching on the playback or if you're watching live, smash that like button. Share this out to all your friends and family. Let them know that we're live right now. Get this show as popping as possible, and let's get this thing started the right way. Bye. Yes, people. How is everybody doing today? So yes, EGTV is back with another video. Today we're going to be talking about a bunch of things. So let me just tell you guys some of the things that are on the docket, right? We're going to be talking about James Maddison. There's some news about the whole James Maddison situation. There's a player over there in the Bundesliga that's Swiss called DENIS, ZAKARIA, who we're also interested in. So we're going to be discussing that, the whole Odegaard situation, what's going on with the latest on Odegaard, LOCATELLI, if there's an update, if there's not an update, we'll find out right now. Ben White, it looks like it's pending. The deal is pending to be completed in the coming days. Medicals should be done, photos should be done, everything should be done by Wednesday. Hopefully he'll be an Arsenal player by that time. We're also going to be talking about some shocking revelations about an academy youngster leaving the club, in addition to Lacazette's price tag being set by the club. Lacazette's price tag has been set by the club. The club is looking to sell Lacazette, move him on and make some money before he goes on a free transfer. So it makes sense. We're going to get into that. We're going to be talking about Ramsdale or Johnstone. We're going to be talking about which one would you rather have, how much would you rather spend. We're going to get into some other things, and then we'll see where things take us from there. We'll get some question and answer at the end. We're going to go for about an hour. We'll be wrapping this up before 7 o'clock. So stay tuned. Watch throughout the whole video if you can. If you cannot, do me a favor, just share the video, like the video, and you know what, only 50% of you guys are subscribed, so do me a favor, hit that subscribe button while you're here. Big up to everybody on Facebook, on Twitter. Let's get the show started the right way. And yeah, let's go to Muhdin. How you doing, Muhdin? How you doing, Quran? How's everybody doing today? How you guys?
All good, man. All good.
You guys enjoyed yourself while I was away?
Yeah, it's been a bit quiet, hasn't it? It's been a bit weird.
Yeah.
But yeah, good to have you back, man.
There you go. Muhdin's in the chat. Big up Muhdin. We got who's this? Norway PE teacher. I think that's Mustafa.
Yes.
We got Daniel. We got Cams. Like and subscribe, people. Yes, Cams. My guy Cams. We got Daniel in the house saying Johnson, it will be a bargain. Yeah, I hear Chelsea's also in for Johnstone, so we'll have to see where that goes, right? But yeah, so people, where do we begin? Where do we begin, guys? Where can we begin? I feel like there's only one place to begin. With all the chaos going on, let's begin with what's going on in-house, and then we'll talk about what's going on away from the house. So we know about Hector Bellerin trying to leave for a long time now. I'm not sure. Is this deal going to take place? Like, what's going on with the Inter and Hector Bellerin situation? Because I last checked it, and it said Hector Bellerin rejected a deal from Arsenal. Arsenal was trying to tie him down for a little bit of a longer deal. It looks like he's close to moving to Inter Milan, and Football.London has reported this. Hector Bellerin's decision is to leave after being at Barcelona in his early days and spending so much time in the Arsenal first team. He now wants to see a different opportunity and explore other options. Now, I completely get that. He's had over 260 plus caps for Arsenal in all competitions. He's been a good servant. He might not have been the best performer throughout his whole time there, but there was times where he was really good. There was times where he was really bad. This to me is a wasted asset. 55 million we could have got from him for Barcelona maybe 4 years ago. At that point, 50 million was a lot of money still. So just saying, wasted opportunity, or what do you guys think?
Yeah, it's not wasted. Remember that at that time, Bellerin was good, and we are all thinking that he can improve. He was young at that time, and the people were thinking that he will improve, but unfortunately, it didn't. And for now, to be honest, if we want to go forward, we want to get rid of those players who are not the level of Arsenal, to be honest. Yeah, I'm happy for you.
Yeah. Karan, what were you gonna say? You think it was a wasted asset?
No. Look. The thing is, you with assets, you have to if you use them properly, or if they get injured, you can't really say, oh, that's all on the club. The club has been poor with recruitment over the past 5 years, and that's one of the deals that I would say is part of that. I don't think this one's a case of it's one side's fault or the other side's fault. Injuries got in his way a lot, so let's see. I mean, I hope he's well. I do like Bellerin as a man. And as an Arsenal man, I just don't think he's suitable to the team at the moment. So I hope everything goes well for him in the future. I hope he goes to Inter Milan or to Spain if this move falls through. Let's see. I think it does get done. I hope so anyway, but we shall see.
Yeah. Gunner Express, how you doing, bro? Yo, you there? Gunner Express. Woohoo! I don't know what's going on with his mic. I think he's muted. Yeah, bro, you're muted. Gunner Express. We'll just move on. Moving on to the next one. I don't know about you guys, but I've been away. I haven't seen really what's going on with the Granit Xhaka situation, but I was hearing some stuff about the Granit Xhaka stuff possibly being off. Like they're just too far away from each other for valuations. That Roma might leave. Is that a tactic? Are they just trying to pull our leg, or are they genuinely saying they might just leave and go for another target now? What's going on with that?
It's too. I don't know. I don't think any of us do. I think it's a case where the player obviously wants the move, and both clubs want the move, but they're too far apart in valuation at this moment in time. I really hope this gets done. I do think this should be a deal that should be done. Discipline-wise, I don't like. I mean, I like Xhaka as a player and as a person, but apart from obviously the things that he's done in terms of what happened at Crystal Palace and the other situations that have happened, but as a human being, I have no problems with him. It's just the club and him and just don't work together. I hope he does all the best, but I think this does need to be done. I do think it will be done, but we shall see. I don't know what's going on. I don't think any of us do.
Okay, what about you, Mahdi?
Yeah, bro, for me, Granit Xhaka, I'm happy that he's leaving at the club, and I think that if he goes to Roma, he will do well there. I believe that Granit Xhaka is not. Will never have taken Arsenal forward because, as Quran said, even me, I don't like his discipline. Yeah, when he's playing, he's always rush for no need tackles, But yeah, I wish him all the best, bro. I wish him all the best.
Yeah, Gunner Express, I can hear you now.
Yeah, it won't let me on mute for some reason, bro. And I clicked the thing, it was like lagging out. So I think it was just the StreamYard thing. But yeah.
Yeah, no, it was messing up my camera earlier. I don't know what's going on with this thing. Yo, CK, what's going on?
Yo, man, I'm good.
Chilling. We're talking about Granit Xhaka, guys, and we just want to talk about what's going on with this whole Granit Xhaka situation. Like, it does look like a mess. I thought this deal was done and dusted a couple of weeks ago. I don't know what was going on, but people watching, if you guys can do me a favor, smash that like button while we're discussing this topic. It helps us drive more eyes to the channel. Now, I'm not going to spend too much time on Granit Xhaka. CK, I'm just going to ask you, what do you think about the whole debacle? Do you think we're going to end up getting him sold to Roma?
Yeah, I think he's 100% going this summer, but I think that it's taking a bit long because Roma are being a bit of cheapskates. Because earlier in the window, they wanted to do the deal for like 13 million or something, and then they bought Rui Patricio for 13 million, and they started acting like they don't have any more money, which is what I think they're planning to do. Like, try to bring the deal down, but acting like they don't have money, but we're holding out for 20 million, which I think is good. Because in the past, we've done stuff like Gibbs, where we wanted 10 million, and then we hold out in the window and we just get forced to do 6. So I think not getting bullied by other teams in the window is crucial to like improve our reputation in football right now, anyways.
Yeah, I hear that. Gunner Express, do you have anything to add on this, or should we just keep it moving?
I mean, I hate to break it to people, but the reason probably why Roma are doing this is because he's not worth the money. Like, there's so many Xhaka fanboys that think he's so good, but he's not worth 20 mil. That's it. That's just it. He's not good enough.
But Gun Express,
it makes me laugh, man.
bro, don't you think that he will do well in the Serie A?
I don't
For
care
me,
how
I'm
well he does. That's irrelevant. That's irrelevant.
How
to
much
the
do you
point
think
that
he's worth,
he's
Gunnar
not
Express?
no.
10, 15 mil at best. He's not worth much. He's
Okay,
a very
okay.
young average player.
How about this? He said 10 to 15 million. I personally think we should be able to at least get around 30 million for a player who plays week in, week out in the Arsenal team, especially if unproven gems or unproven players are being sold for around the same price.
Yeah, but Gali, he's not a good player. That's the thing. He plays week in, week out, but he's not good.
Listen, I think his skill set, he will flourish and he'll end up being a bargain for less than 20 million euros. I just think that's ridiculous that we're selling him for that little. I don't know if you guys agree.
It's the market. It's the market. It's how it is nowadays.
Okay. How about this? He said 10 to 15 million. I personally think we should be able. Where's the echo coming from? Around 30 million for a player who plays week. Muhdin, I'm sorry, bro. Your audio is giving me a headache. I can't do it. Can't do it. Okay. So next, guys, we're just gonna keep it moving today to the next topic. I just generally feel like that topic right there, those players, they're gonna be giving us a headache all summer.
Yeah, he's gonna go. He's gonna go.
It's going to be a long drawn out saga. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, people on Facebook, come join us for the rest of the video on YouTube. Now, guys on YouTube, do me a favor, smash that like button. Let's get this video at least past. Come on, there's 47 of you guys. We can't even get 15 likes. Like, just takes 2 seconds. Smash that like button. Right. Next topic. I know a lot of people have been talking about this topic. A lot of people have been saying Lacazette. Some crazy stuff's been going on around Lacazette. So we need to get onto it right now. We're going to discuss it. So we're going to go in order. First, we're going to talk about Lacazette possibly going to Atletico Madrid, and then we're going to discuss the actual price while we're talking about it. So for anyone who doesn't know, Lacazette has been linked away to Atletico Madrid, a team that he was supposed to go to his first step before he signed for Arsenal. They're saying that Lacazette will be sold for around the fee of 20 million pounds. That's what Arsenal wants, not euros, pounds, correct? Yeah, 20 million pounds. So it does look like Arsenal wants that fee of 20 million pounds. They don't want to go any lower than that. They value him around there. And if Atletico Madrid want to buy him, they're going to have to pay that money. Now, Atletico Madrid do look like they want a striker, even though they have a lot of strikers in their arsenal. They do look like they want Lacazette. And this could be a move for Arsenal and Atletico Madrid. Now, who we buy afterwards, we'll discuss at another time. But right now, we're just discussing this deal. Is it a good deal for Arsenal? 20 million pounds. Are you guys okay with it? And also, what do you think about Lacazette leaving? Like, just tell me a little bit more about what you guys think. I personally think Lacazette has been a letdown in a signing in a summer where Morata and Lukaku signed for respective clubs. All three of them have been letdowns. Lacazette outlasted them. But hey, if we would have sold Lacazette sooner, maybe we would have got more of a return. It's just very sad to see how things have progressed. But yeah, guys, Lacazette 20 million. What do you guys think? Is that a good deal? 20 million for Lacazette?
I think with the wages he's on, with like, what is it, like 180k a week? I think
180k. Yeah.
Now you can't get more for players. Well, he has a year left as well, so like with him being on, I'm not sure this deal could even go through, because I'm not sure he'd accept his wages going down, because I think with the Xhaka deal, Xhaka probably had to accept a pay cut, and I'm not sure anyone else would pay it, so I'm not sure.
Okay, let me go to Granit Express here. Granit Express, what do you think about Lacazette? 20 million pounds, bro.
Well, I mean,
Sounds about
there's 1 year deal. He's here for 1 more year, so 20 million pounds is good money for someone who's on 1 year. I'm definitely up for Lacazette leaving. As you said, he's been a massive letdown. In terms of goals, he can't even hit, 20 goals in a season. So the money we paid for him, he's been a massive letdown. But one thing I will say is, if we're selling Lacazette to bring in Tammy Abraham, which is what it sounds like is happening, then no, I'm keeping Lacazette every day of the week. Because Tammy Abraham for 40 million pounds, no, I'm keeping Lacazette over him.
Listen, we're not going to get into Tammy Abraham right now. We're going to talk about that when we talk about who we're going to bring in. But let's just talk about the actual amount. The amount that we're getting makes sense, right?
The amount's good money to say he has a year left in his contract. It's very good money if we even get 20, which is why I don't think it's true. I don't see us getting 20 million with a year left, because Atletico might even just say, we'll wait a year and get him on a free.
Oh, it's
So-
20 million euros. It's not even pounds. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's about. I was going to say it sounds about 50. It's still about 15 million pounds though, and again, to say
More
it's
than
got
that,
1
about
year left,
17. Yeah.
yeah, it's very good money for someone of his quality with 1 year left. That's a lot of money, but I don't see us getting that money. I see it either being around about 8 million, or Atletico just say we'll get him next season when he's on a free. Because they're not desperate for strikers.
True. Martin, is your audio working now?
Yeah, bro, I solved it. Yeah.
You just need to keep it muted whenever I'm speaking or anyone else is speaking.
Okay.
Okay. Karan, 20 million euros for Lacazette. Honestly, man, it does sound like we're not making much return on investment, but it's better we sell him now than lose him completely for no money. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, look, you have to realize players, unless as they age, their value decreases as well. Don't forget, you can't constantly look at a 28-year-old, 29-year-old and be like, okay, cool, we're going to get 50, 60 million for them unless they're world-class talent. And Lacazette is not world-class talent. And especially in the current market, it doesn't seem like this is a bad deal at all. It seems like a very good deal, especially for a player with 1 year left on his contract. You could sign quite easily a 6-month pre-contract in January with Atletico and go for free. It doesn't really mean much to Atletico. I don't think they're in that deep a need for a striker. They have Suarez, they have Joao Felix, who can also play there. They have strikers, they have centre forwards, they have an ability to handle it for a year. It's not like they're in dire need for Lacazette at the moment. But if this deal is to go through, I'm fine with it. I mean, I agree with Gunnar Express. He hasn't hit. I mean, there's nothing to agree with. The facts are he's not hit 12 goals in a season for us. I mean, 20 goals in a season for us. That's not good enough for a £50 million striker. The only thing I will ask is, do we know where this is sourced from? This current, because I've seen it today. Do we have a source for it? This Lacazette story, or are we just not sure?
Let me get that. Let me get that source for you. But before we move any further, guys, do me a favor, smash that like button. We have 73 people in the chat. We only have 20 likes. Guys, I know you can do better than that. Let's at least get this past 40 likes. Smash that like button and let's keep the show going. Guys, now I kind of just want to have a back and forth discussion about this whole price and the player and everything around Lacazette. First and foremost, has Lacazette's time at Arsenal been a letdown? Or is this what you, or did you expect this from him? A guy who's going to get 14 goals, 15 goals at best? Because I thought
he's been a letdown. I don't think anyone can disagree that he's been he's 100% been a letdown. There's no way to sugarcoat it.
There is a case for him being a letdown, though. Let's be honest. And
that's what I said.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. There's no way to sugarcoat it. Yeah.
You can argue that he isn't. I mean, when you
there's no way.
Was it like 50, 60 million pounds?
Not 50 million, yeah.
He was banging a lot of goals for Lyon. Like I saw someone try and argue that he's always been this player. No, he hasn't. He was scoring loads of goals when he was at Lyon with Nabil Fekir and these kind of players. So I don't think anyone can argue that he hasn't been a letdown because, let's be honest, he was meant to be the main striker, and then we brought in Aubameyang. Because I think Wenger realised in a short time period between those two signings that Lacazette's not going to be the player to bag 30 goals a season. He just isn't. So we brought in Aubameyang, who is that player, or he was that player. Obviously, last season he wasn't hitting those numbers, but you don't know whether we can do it again or not. That's yet to be seen. But Lacazette is definitely a letdown. I can't hear any arguments against it.
I completely agree.
I don't think anyone would, to be honest.
Also,
thank you.
What happened is that what I've realized is that the difference between the Premier League and the French League. You know, when he was at Lyon, he was scoring a lot of goals. A lot of goals. And I was thinking when he comes to Arsenal, I think he will score like 25 plus goals. And he never did that. So it's a letdown. Yeah, I agree.
Lacazette's one season in the top 10 all goals. And was decent. Arsenal player.
He was player of the season 1 year, and his top 10 all-time goals for the club. He was decent. He's never even scored 20 goals in one season. He's never. This season he was our Premier League top scorer. He got 14, 13 goals.
I was going to say, is he ever even scored 15 goals in the Premier League? So I don't think he
No,
has.
he's not.
I personally think it's a little bit of a overreaction to say he's been absolutely shit, but
No,
he
no,
hasn't lived up to expectations. That's what
Yeah,
I'm
he's
saying.
underperformed definitely because
I mean, like the guy said, he got Player of the Season 1 year, so obviously the fans did rate him. So to say he's been, absolutely shit, it's not true.
It's
Because
alright,
the
yeah.
fans have rated him.
we as fans tend to over hyperbolize things. Oh, it's complete flop, guys. We've had guys like Mustafi and these lot at the club to say Lacazette anywhere close to that. We need to have some sort of context here. He's not a flop, but he's not a success either. He's like average to underperformed at best. And I don't, especially with the fee, you can't say that fee in that market at the time. So that you have to really understand not only what the fee is, but what the context of that fee is as well. And at that time, 50 million was a lot of money. And if you don't have that that production from a player in that matches that fee, then it's been an underperformance. But it's not a flop. Flop is a bit harsh.
I got that. Yo, appreciate whoever said I forgot the S in news. I don't know how I did that. That's kind of silly of me. Okay, now what do we got here? You're saying Ramsdale is a fraud of goalkeeper. You know what? You guys are linked to all sorts of goalkeepers yourselves, so I wouldn't be.
What club is that?
Chelsea.
Weren't they linked to like every single goalkeeper under the sun before they got Mendy? So I wouldn't.
Yeah, they were.
So yeah. All right, let's move on from this topic. The next topic, guys, is going to give you guys a headache. I'm sorry, but why are we linked to Isco again? Can anyone explain why we're linked to Isco again?
Because journalists are bored.
No, why is it that every time that every window we're linked to the same piece of shits? Like, I'm sorry, I don't want nothing to do with this guy.
What is his price?
People are bored. People are bored. They need clicks.
Okay.
It's very simple.
Isco, let me read the article. Isco is available for £15 million. Real Madrid are reshaping their squad. The Spanish club, Ancelotti, their latest manager, formerly joining from Everton. This is reported from AS, the newspaper AS, and then they just say, oh, basically, Atletico Madrid are looking to sell. Arsenal are not even interested, but they've just linked us to him because we need a player in the position.
Yep. As someone's just said in the chat, journos are bored. Okay, like people literally, people need clicks. The window's a bit quiet at the moment, and I don't know. Madrid runs a lot of the media out there. They know what they want to put out. They know the things they need to be doing. So I don't trust it. I don't think there's any interest. If there is,
put a bid in for Isco in years.
I don't think so.
Okay.
I can't remember someone putting out a bid.
Okay, so first things first. Before we can even evaluate the player, fake news or real news? Muhtin.
Fake.
Everyone just said fake. Everyone in the chat, let me know. Fake news or real news? Someone said something? Who was that? Guna Express?
Yeah, I said I don't believe it, man. It's fake news.
Fake news, fam.
All right. So you guys know we have we've had a lot of links between us and Real Madrid with their players recently, but there's one that just doesn't go away. His name is Martin Odegaard, right? He just doesn't go away. So he recently scored in a preseason friendly. He did well for them in a preseason friendly, and immediately people assumed just because he scored in a preseason friendly that he would do a little bit better this season, and he would stick around for a little bit longer at Real Madrid. But the situation has slightly changed. It does look like Real Madrid would still be willing to sell him. They don't see him as a permanent cog in their team. They don't see him as a big part of their plans going forward. Big up Aslan for joining. And I just want to ask you guys, Odegaard, at this point, should we just, I don't know, what do we do with Odegaard? I personally think we shouldn't be going for him. Some people think he was a good player for us. I personally think that was a little bit overhyped. He underperformed. He was sometimes a passenger. And you know what? For the price that they're telling us, we can go get Awar and we can go get so many other players. I just don't think Odegaard is that good, right? Real Madrid, we should not be shopping there anymore for their has-been players. We should be going for players who are taking a step up in their career, not players who are taking a step down from Real Madrid to another club just because they want to get the same pay package. But yeah, I'm gonna throw it to you guys. Let me just finish reading the report. The report came out of a Spanish newspaper, El Mundo. They said that the Norwegian has played an international game. He's played in an international friendly. He played well in that friendly, but of course his position at Real Madrid is not guaranteed, and Arsenal still very much remain interested in signing the player. That's all it says. So fake news, real news. What are we saying?
I think there's interest. There probably is still interest, but I don't think he's our primary target. I don't think he's someone that is going to be where we're going to instantly. I think he's probably the Thomas Partey deal of last summer. If there's nothing else to be done, I think another loan on the cards could be the case. But I don't think he's our first choice. And like people are saying, oh, he's sad at Real Madrid. Look at him with his teammates. Come on, guys. Really, are we really like this? Is like the flight tracking. Come on, guys. Seriously, he hit a shot in a training session. He's not signing for Arsenal because of that. Calm down. Like, it's fine. Don't worry about it. Let's wait for a bid. Let's wait for a concrete report on it, and then we can talk. But at this moment, it doesn't look like we're interested in him, and I don't think it's I don't think it's fake, but I don't think it's real news either. It's somewhere in the middle. I think there is interest there, but I don't think there's anything concrete there, is what I would say.
You go. When our own fans are making excuses as to why he was bad for us, it just shows how finished we are. Our fans are literally sat here now, today, yesterday, tweeting out excuses as to why he was bad when he played for us. Why are we making excuses for players that aren't even ours? Like, honestly, the favouritism of certain fans and certain players. Odegaard was never good for Arsenal. He had one or two decent games, scored a couple of goals, scored a goal against Tottenham, which, just like Torreira, made everybody overrate him. He's not a good player.
Man,
Real Madrid don't want him, so why should we be buying him for £50 million when he's not good enough for Real Madrid? He's not even good enough to get on their bench. So I don't want him. We better not. I think I agree with Curran. I think we are interested. I don't think we're going to sign him. And if we do sign him, be ready for a below top 10 finish, because his guy.
I don't think we're going to sign him
any further than top 10.
Let me just say this to Saeed. Saeed, you worry about United, man. You guys buying all these players is title challenge or bust for you guys. We're just trying to get back into the top four, so allow us right now.
Ole's at the wheel. How do you feel?
Yeah, you know what the worst thing is too? He was in front of Man City fans, seeing them lift the trophy and stuff the other day. So that must have hurt a little bit. I don't know. Imagine your guys next door lifting trophies, not our club, man. Never. But what do you call it?
But yeah, with Odegaard, I think Odegaard's I honestly think he's a good player. I really do, but I don't think he's it for Arsenal and for the Prem. In fact, I think he'll become a much better player if he stays away from the Prem, because I don't think he has the intensity to do it in the Prem. And in Arsenal, I think what he does to Xhaka and Pepe when he plays is why I wouldn't sign him at all, because he doesn't move from the right half space. He doesn't overlap and stuff. He just stays there. And even if you look at his heat maps and stuff, he just stays there. And Xhaka and Pepe always like to cut in, and he blocks them from doing that. So he makes us change the system. And he has to come deep anyways because he's not as fast. So Odegaard is a no for me, but he is a good player.
Yeah, we already know what's going on with Real Madrid. They're in utter turmoil. They're selling players left, right, center. They've sold their center back pairing. I'm surprised they haven't sold any of their attackers yet in the front three. Bale doesn't look like he's going anywhere. Odegaard doesn't look like he's going anywhere. DENIS doesn't look like he's made a move yet, and he's playing in the Olympics. So yeah, honestly, guys, there's no point of even talking more about Odegaard. We're just gonna go into the guy that I think we all prefer over Odegaard. If we were to sign a central attacking midfielder, wouldn't we all prefer James Maddison over Odegaard? Am I wrong?
Yeah, definitely.
Any day. Yes.
Yeah. So the report came out, guys, that Arsenal are willing to offer 4 players in a possible swap deal. I know 2 of them are Ainsley and Reece Nelson. I think there's a couple more players that we also could possibly offer in a swap deal for James Maddison. One of them being possibly Joe Willock. That's also been linked to us. I don't know who the 4th player is. I'll have to look into that a little bit deeper. But James Maddison today reported again a possible swap deal for James Maddison. Do you guys think at this point the James Madison thing is gonna be very difficult to get done, or do you think it will be still done? Because I'm worried that we're not hearing too many updates. But at the same time, last year, if you remember, AFC Bell said Partey's happening, and then he never really updated us too much. And then just before the window, he said, "I know everyone's saying it's not happening, but it's happening." And I'm just waiting for him to say, you know what? If AFC Bell says James Madison's done or anything close to it being done, I'll believe it. Until then, I'm not going to believe it.
I mean, AFC Bell said Madison was getting the number 10 shirt, but that didn't go well, did it?
Yeah, but hey, the number 10 shirt thing, that could be out of your. That could be the player saying he doesn't really care about the shirt number.
I think Madison deal is a weird one because if they do want our players, then obviously we're going to try to swap and bring the money that we pay down. But it's a thing where if you try a swap deal, the other player has to be like wanting to go to the club. So say you do put Ainsley up for the swap deal. If he doesn't want to go there, then what can you do? So it's like, I think we're going to try swap deals first, like we did with Partey when we tried to swap Torreira and money. And then if that doesn't work, we're just going to pay the money, honestly.
Aslan, what do you think about James Madison and swap deal?
Yeah, I think that will be a good bit of business from us because, look, I mean, we already know that currently in the transfer window and just not in the Premier League, but in the continent throughout that, you know, not a lot of clubs have money. So, like, this type of offering player plus cash, I'd be up for because, look, we know we need to get rid of players ASAP. And unfortunately, there hasn't been a lot of interest in, you know, the deadwood players within our squad. So if this is a tactic in a way to bring in our targets, then so be it. You mentioned that it was Ainsley Maitland-Niles and Reece Nelson. Sorry, did you say who the other two were? Or
one of them is Joe, also Joe Willig. I don't know who the final one is.
It'll probably be Eddie.
Right. Probably who, sorry?
I think it'll probably be Nketiah.
Most likely Nketiah, but I don't think
well, I mean, they've just invested in the striker, Patson Daka, so I don't think it'll be Eddie Nketiah. They've also got Iheanacho and Jamie Vardy there. Midfielders, they've got Samare. So I don't know if Ainsley Maitland-Niles would go there as a midfielder.
They won't
he
take
could go there as a right back. Maybe a backup to Pereira, maybe. Nelson.
If Ainsley even wanted to play right back, I don't think we'd really sell him. His problem is he doesn't want to play right back because he could have went to Leicester on loan last year, but he doesn't want to play right back.
I mean, which is why he rejected on going Southampton as well in January and ended up going to West Brom. Yeah, I hear that. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, look, whoever it is, I mean, personally, I don't want us to involve Joe Willock in that deal. I mean, look, you and everyone that tunes in regularly knows my thoughts on about Joe Willock. I want us to keep him. But yeah, I mean, look, James Maddison, I will take him at Arsenal. Is he my number one choice? No, but I do believe that if he did came in to our team, he would add that quality. So I would take him. Yeah.
Okay. I just need a quick roll call from everyone because we're going to be ending the video in 30 minutes, so we need to get through a bunch of stuff. Muhdin, are you taking Madison or over any other attacking option, or are you taking Awar still?
Any day, bro. Yes, Madison is the player that we need, and in that position, if we sign him, it will be the perfect addition for our team. And I think if we get him, I will be very happy, to be honest. Yes.
Okay. So does anyone think there's another option in the attacking midfield we should go for instead of James Maddison?
Grealish.
Okay, I understand that, but right now we are not going to be competing well against Man City.
I don't think anyone's going to get Grealish.
Can Sapitza play at 10 or he plays?
Exclusive, guys. Our deal is close. Can you tell me which outlet said that?
Himself.
No. HJ90 always has a source, man. Okay. Tillemans instead. Okay. Now the reason why our deal is actually easier to get done is because Liverpool wanted Tillemans, and what Leicester have done is they're going to give Tillemans a new deal. They're actually going to give Tillemans a new deal, which makes it easier for us to get Grealish. I mean, not Grealish. James.
With Grealish,
Yes,
one day
Igal.
reports
Igal, speak it into existence, my friend. I like it.
Yeah, I love Grealish, but honestly, I've given up on the Grealish thing after I realized Man City's going to come in for him.
But one day reports that he
Just
doesn't
not
want to take the step up to City anyways.
What?
One day reports the other day that he doesn't want to take the step up to City.
Hey, regardless, they're going to get one of Kane or him. And then if Grealish stays,
If he doesn't, then he has a dead mentality.
if Grealish stays this season, he could stay to make sure he secures a spot in the World Cup team.
I mean, if we just stop being stupid and spent the money, we put the money down on the table right now.
Why would we want Fekir? I'm sorry. What are you talking about?
Man,
right
there is some people who are saying, Nabil Fekir, so I just say it to them.
What about that Sporting Lisbon player, Pedro Gonçalves?
What about
Bro,
Has
striker.
anyone been linked to him? Any clubs?
He's
No.
a striker. And Liverpool were linked to him to pay.
Well, no. I was told he was like an 8-10, but
Yeah,
he did have to play
he's an
like
eight.
in a striker role due to injuries or something like that. So
No one's gonna.
I don't
buy
know
him.
too much about him. It's just a name that I'm just throwing out there.
Aslan, no one's going to buy him this season because he's had one good season and he's already valued at like 70, 80 mil. No one's going to risk paying that money yet.
Oh, is that his valuation, right? Okay.
Yeah.
So
No
pretty
one's
much
gonna risk paying that
exactly
money
the same
70
story
mil.
with Pepe when he had that breakthrough season in
Yeah,
League
but Sporting put a lot of their players on like high transfer value. Like Nuno Mendes, they want 70 mil for as well. So
Bro,
if you're going to buy from them, they don't sell cheap.
Kid that we were linked
Oh,
to
well, that
40
left
mil.
back that we were first linked to. Yeah,
One second.
Yo.
Bernardo Silva to Arsenal is not happening unless Manchester City are desperate to sell and they lower their valuation to a reasonable price. We are not going to be spending over the odds on Bernardo Silva when he's not a first or second choice option.
Danny Olmo is a great shout. Someone just said that.
Yeah, I was going to say that as well. Leipzig, yeah.
No, I'm not too sold on Danny Olmo, guys. Let's be real.
He was good at the Euros.
He's quality, man.
He's 100%. He is quality. It's just I'm not too convinced on
All
him.
right, can I just sorry to cut you there. Can I just quickly ask everyone, like you and the panel, right, and the people in the chat? Now, would you take someone like Bernardo Silva, knowing all well that that we're indirectly helping them fund their summer top targets in Harry Kane or Jack Grealish? Would you be up for bringing Bernardo Silva in and knowing that that's going to happen?
I don't want him
Yeah.
anyway. He's not like
They'll get him anyway if they want Harry Kane.
They're gonna get Kane regardless. It's just if we buy a player from City, I want that player to have an instant impact. Do you think Bernardo Silva will have an instant
That's what I'm
impact?
saying. I don't want Bernardo Silva anyway, man.
No, I mean,
Ronaldo plays
I
best
think-
on the right anyways. And we have players there.
He's a good player, but he is not going to fit in the system in what we need. He couldn't fit in that Man City team, which has quality all around him in a midfield role. He only plays as a forward.
No, I think with the Man
No,
City
he-
team, it's just as Mahrez went crazy this season, so he just couldn't play.
He was their
Obviously,
player of the
LeBron.
season 2 seasons ago. I don't know why Pep dropped him last season. So
Listen,
that
Mahrez.
is just Pep doing
Listen,
Pep.
Gundogan was riding the bench last season.
Yeah, then he went 7 games in a row scoring, so he forced himself in.
So let's not compare
Natish.
ourselves to Man City, guys.
Natish,
Let's
a
not-
few seasons ago, Lacazette was our player of the season, but he's not good, is he? So it doesn't really mean anything.
He's still better than Aubameyang.
Someone saying why would he downgrade? At this point, if you want game time, you literally have to leave the club that you're at.
Can I
I'm
just
going-
quickly say as well? I'd rather have Olmo than Madison.
I don't want Olmo. I personally
I'd
don't.
rather have
You'd
him than
rather
Madison.
Olmo than Madison.
Yep.
Why?
Okay. We'll talk about this another day, guys. We need to get into a bunch of stories. So, first story that we're gonna discuss: Denis Zakaria has been linked to Arsenal. If you guys don't know who he is, he's the midfielder from Gladbach. I know it sounds like the deja vu all over again, but we've been linked to him. What is this? The 5th time now. The 24-year-old has been linked away from which you mentioned, Gladbach, and Man City and Arsenal are reportedly both after him. I think this is fake news. I'm sorry, guys. I'm just going to keep it moving. I don't think we're actually after him. Look, everyone's saying fake news already.
Arsenal ain't getting Zachariah, man. He's staying with the Foles, bro.
Alright.
Gladbach ain't letting him leave.
Well, I was going to say, because that's your German team, innit? Gunarex.
Yeah, man.
Well, I mean, can I ask you this quickly? Like, how has he recovered or done since his injury?
He's barely played since his injury, to be honest. His injury kind of led to the end of the season, so he was kind of coming back slowly. But he looked pretty decent in the Switzerland team. But he's a bit similar to Mbolo. They get injured too much. Like, they're just too injury prone.
Guys, I feel like at this point we're spending too much time talking on a fake story. What it is they haven't said anything new. All they've said is Arsenal are interested with Man City, and the player could possibly be moving.
No top team's going to buy him, Miguel. He's a great player, but he's too injury prone. So that any top team being linked to him just fake. He's too injury prone for anyone to buy him.
Okay. The next one. Honestly, this is another deja vu story, but I'm just gonna have to get it out there. You guys do know we've been linked to a lot of players, and once again we're linked to a right back, Max Aarons. I'm not gonna say it's fake. I think it is real, but why is it that every time we hear about Max Aarons, it's very soft stories? It's not solid stories. It's from the Mirror, by the way. The Mirror have reported £20 million for Max Aarons that just got promoted. It doesn't really make sense. What do you guys think? I think it's fake.
Yeah, so do I. I mean, that valuation seems way too low. Again, back to what when I joined, Curran said, it's just journalists trying to spice up the transfer market.
The window's quiet, lads.
Create stories out of thin air. Do you know what I mean? I mean, look, I would personally take him and he's going to fit this, English quote or homegrown quote or whatever you want to call it. I feel he'll be a good addition. Is he going to be a main starter at his age? Because look, I mean, I get when people say if you're good enough, you're old enough, but I just feel that would he be able to perform at a high level consistently throughout the whole season? So I would welcome him, but I don't know if I would make him a main starter from the get-go. That's just what I feel. Okay,
guys, we got to get through a bunch. So the next one is everyone's going to want to have a say on this, but let me just speak on it first because I haven't really spoke on it yet. The preseason friendly against Millwall. This is not fake news or real news, obviously. This actually did happen. We played against Millwall. I was watching the game. I was watching the game. I was getting my PCR test. Arsenal won 4-1. It was a good team goal for one of the goals. Aubameyang did a crazy tried to score a back heel, but then the tap in went in from Smith Rowe. You had Pepe score. Who else scored? You had Lacazette score. Am I correct?
Chambers scored, not Smith Rowe.
Yeah.
Oh, Chambers. That was Chambers? Chambers.
Yes, it was Chambers.
Lokonga had 45 minutes and somehow broke the internet when some idiot started tweeting.
Balogun scored as well.
Balogun scored. We conceded from somewhat of a set piece again. Very silly goal to concede. But yeah, overall, I would say the game was good. We're in control. We should have just not conceded. Very sloppy conceding from set pieces again. We need to focus on fixing our set pieces for next season. We can't be conceding those kind of goals. And Arteta recently said that Arsenal's quality did not quite fit into our preseason plans. So basically, I'm not sure if he's admitting that Arsenal were really the type of opponent. He's saying Millwall aren't really the type of opponent to give Arsenal like the perfect challenge for preseason. What they did do, though, they did help us practice our set pieces. That's one thing. But yeah, enough about that. Anyway, have you guys all spoken on this numerous times? Do you know what you're gonna say? Because I need to go quickly on this topic.
Can I just ask the panel real quick? I know there's a few people in here, obviously, who know a bit about Dan Ballard. Obviously, I know a bit about the academy as well. And for me, Ballard is the best defensive player in the academy.
Yep.
When I was watching that game, I was obviously looking. I was watching him more than any of the Arsenal players, to be honest, until Lokonga came on. And I don't know if I'm just being biased, but I actually thought he was their best player. He actually looked very good defensively, and I don't think he was really at fault for any of the goals. So if he's going to play like that against Arsenal, I know it was just a pre-season, whatever else, but he played well against us. So if that's the case, then for me, next season after this loan move, depending on how well it goes, he's got to be, snooping around the first team. But again, I don't know if I was just being biased, but
No. I completely agree with that. I think he's going to have that Ben White type path from Championship to bit part player to Premier League play. He's gone from League One. He's gone through the leagues. He's going to go Championship next season. I hope he has a great season. I love Dan Ballard. I think CK agrees with me. I think we both have talked about this extensively on the on our show. Dan Ballard is one of the, if not the best defensive academy prospects we have at the club, and for sure, I agree completely. Is he going to be able? I hope he gets the minutes. I really do. I really hope that we can find a place for him.
Is this Dan Ballard in this shot, in this picture?
Yeah, that's Dan Ballard.
Mate, I was going to say, because I missed the actual full game, but I catched up on the highlights, and I was thinking, who is this unit? Millwall.
He's built. He's built. Yeah.
This guy looks like a rugby player. Forget a footballer.
Bro, he's good.
Was he the one? Was he the one who leaked that header and then went when they got the goal?
I think so. Yeah.
Aslan, remember I put out a clip of him doing some saucy moves when he was on loan. Like he picked up the ball halfway, dribbled into basically the final third, and then he lost the ball.
That's what we want him to do more, because off the board and defensively he's very good, and he's probably the best in the academy defensively. But on the ball, he's not. That's what he needs to improve on, because you have guys like Monlouis who are way better than him on the ball.
But then we heard good things about Mark McGuinness, but then for some reason,
I'll be honest, with McGuinness, he was good, right? But this whole hype about McGuinness came from that game against MK Dons when he scored that header.
Yeah, when he scored that bullet header.
Arsenal, no, but it's like Arsenal fans that are, don't know anything about the academy, and there's nothing wrong with that. If you don't know much about the academy,
I'll hold my hands up. I don't watch the academy like that. But it was just the whispers that I was hearing. So
no, but there's nothing wrong with not knowing about it. But what annoyed me was when especially with the Mike McGuinness stuff, was so many Arsenal fans that we just knew they don't know much about the academy, was saying that McGuinness is the best defensively and this and that. It all came from that header. That one goal in the first team shot him up to the best academy prospect we have, and it's like he never was the best academy prospect we had. So
no, I mean, I'll be real. I heard more of Daniel Ballard more than McGuinness, but when you compare them, physically wise, Mark McGuinness is more he was more taller and more broader. But I don't know, in this shot and from what I saw in the highlights, this guy is
a beast. Ballard is a beast, man.
Yeah, he's grown in his this previous season on loan, so. Yeah, I mean, look, I'm hoping for good things. I'm sure, like you guys, I hope he does well in his loan spell and comes back next season, probably, challenging to get into the men's squad and then into the first team, hopefully, man.
Before we move on to the goalkeeper situation, anyone have anything else to say on this topic?
I think our press in this game was good. And I think we need to improve our press, because last season we didn't press as much because the fitness wasn't there. And you see, with our first pre-season in 2 years now, we finally started pressing. So I think we do need to press a bit more and get Pepe more used to pressing on the right rather than being up top.
Our pressing was really good in the Rangers game as well. The only thing is we didn't finish our chances. I was just going to say that send Rob Holding to Millwall on loan and get this guy back.
No, I don't think
the club won't do that.
Can I ask you, is there a possibility where, halfway into the season, come next January, if we need him, can we recall him? Do we have that?
Yeah.
Did we sell him or did we loan him?
Loan.
No, we loaned him.
Who did we sell? We sold
Mark McGuinness.
Mavropanos as well.
Mavropanos and McGuinness.
Yeah, we sold
when they scored.
No, it was Mark McGuinness, Zach Medley,
and Mavropanos.
And there was another young one as well.
We didn't sell Medley. His contract ran out, I think. We just let him go.
Okay, yeah.
I get what you mean, yeah.
But yeah, I mean, look, on the goal
was the
from
other
like
one,
from what I saw the highlights.
Akinola was the other one, I think, as well.
1 second, Granit Xhaka. Aslan, we're gonna move this on now. Kesh, did you have anything to say in the game, or before we go, move on?
I've only seen the goals, so I can't really make much of a comment on it.
No problem. Now, guys, there's 4 goalkeepers I need to speak about. We're gonna obviously talk about these two, but before we go any further on these two, I just need to mention there's a situation with Hein. Hein will be leaving the club. It looks like Hein will be going on a permanent transfer. It looks like he'll be going on a permanent transfer as a free transfer away from the club. So Hein will be leaving the club. Academy youngster came to the ranks, but hasn't really gotten a chance in the first team. He has played with the first team on plenty of preseasons, but it just doesn't seem like he's going to cut the mustard. So they moved him on. He'll be set to leave the club on a free transfer. Then you also have the guy that we got last year, Runnerson. Runnerson's move is being completed as we speak. Where is he going again? He's going to Turkey. What's that club called?
Alanya Sport.
Alan Sport. So the deal is going to be completed next week for him. And now we have to talk about this deal. Aaron Ramsdale and Sam Johnstone. So the situation with Aaron Ramsdale is Sheffield United have a couple weeks left before the championship season, and they do not want to sell their goalkeeper for a price that they don't deem worthy enough. They first valued him around 50 million, which was ridiculous. Recently Arsenal valued him around 26 million. That's after add-ons, right? But then we're still too far away from the valuation. There's reports saying that 32 million might cut the mustard if we were to pay 32 million for Sam Johnstone. People still found that ridiculous, but they recently came out saying we have a couple weeks left to replace the goalkeeper. He's our first team goalkeeper. We don't want to sell him. He's under contract, and if you're going to sell him, you're going to have to pay at least 40 million. Now, on the alternative, West Bromwich Albion, goalkeeper here, Sam Johnstone, has been linked to plenty of moves within the Premier League. He seems like he wants to play first team opportunity, and he doesn't want to be a backup. He's going for around 12 to 15 million instead of the 40 million, which Sam Johnstone is. He's 28 years old instead of the 24-year-old 22-year-old in Aaron Ramsdale. So you have a 28-year-old who is going to be literally 30 million pounds less, or the 22-year-old who's going to cost you around 30 to 40 million because Sheffield United do not want to sell. And if Arsenal really do want this deal to happen, they're going to have to pay upwards of 32 to 35 million. I feel like that's ridiculous. I personally, guys, I'm taking Sam Johnstone all day, but I'm going to throw it to you guys. I'm going to go in order. Kesh, Sam Johnstone, or Aaron Ramsdale. What are you saying?
The cheaper option, which is Sam Johnstone. But honestly, I think Arsenal's just been testing the waters to see if they can get him for the whatever price they're rumored to have bidded. But I can't see us going over that. It's the same like with the Sunderberg offer when they kept saying they want 32. I don't think we're going to be bullied in this market for a backup goalkeeper. It's just not going to happen. I don't think it will. So okay. Sam Johnstone is the first choice option if that's the case.
Okay. People in the chat, do me a favor, play along and also smash that like button. We got over 140 of you guys. Karan, you're on mute, mate. If you can just take yourself off mute and let us know which one you're picking and why.
Yeah, I just didn't want to interrupt anything else. In terms of these two, obviously, I think Johnstone as well. We're looking for a backup here. We're not looking for a starter. So why are we paying 40 mil, 35 mil, or even 30 mil for a backup goalkeeper? Johnstone, for me, I think it would make more sense. He's someone that could come off the bench if we need him, and he can play cup games. I think there's much more potential there. And let's be real, Ramsdale is conceded 127, 128 goals in 2 seasons. I mean, come on, guys. Like, I don't think that's the guy. I do appreciate the speed that Ramsdale has, and his distribution is quite good. There are things there, so it's not like he's a complete dunce. But like for that price, he's got to improve. He's going to have to improve if we do get him. If he's going to be that price, like I was saying with Lacazette earlier, you have to look at the price and you have to look at the context of the market. if it's not something, if the player, we're buying a player for a certain price, you have to look. You can look back on it when the player is done. You can say, look, was this a flop? Was this a success? How much was this fee worth in general? And at the time we were buying it, at this time doesn't look like the amount we're bidding. It makes sense.
Okay, now it does make sense for them, Sheffield United, because they don't want to replace a player when they're in the championship and not get his value, what they value him at. It makes sense from their perspective. From Arsenal perspective, as Kesh said, we've walked away from deals before. We most likely will walk away from this one again. What about you, CK? What are you saying?
I wouldn't want either, but if I had to pick Johnston, especially because he's like 30 mil cheaper, and I think he's a better shot stopper and maybe even a bit more confident. But so yeah, quickly I just pick Sam Johnston.
All right. Next, Gunner Express.
Well, I mean, I've seen some people on Twitter and these sort of areas trying to justify why we'd buy Ramsdale. I don't hear any reason in terms of justification. The guy is not good. The statistics are as followed: 125 goals conceded in 2 seasons, which is shocking. He's conceded over 200 shots. He's won 15 games, I think it is, or 16 games in that time period, and he's lost 50. He's been relegated in both seasons as well. And I see some people trying to argue, oh, but Sheffield United's defence, this and that. He's played for 2 different teams with 2 different sets of players in 2 different setups with 2 different managers. So there's obviously a reoccurring point there that he just is not good enough. Yes, his distribution's all right and this and that, but we don't need just someone who can kick a ball. We need someone who can also not concede, and that's something he's not very good at. So
yeah,
I don't want
even
him
as
for
number
any price.
2. Even as a number 2,
exactly. And my worry is it wouldn't be a matter of him being just the number 2, like, oh, we play once or twice a season. I have a good feeling that if we buy Ramsdale, he would eventually become first choice keeper, whether it be next season or whenever. But for me, I wouldn't want him for any money. I see some people saying, oh, for 10, 15 mil. I don't want him for anything. I don't want him at all. He's not good enough. In this case, I agree with CK. I wouldn't really want either. They wouldn't be my first choice for second. But I'm taking Johnston any day of the week, because for me, he's just a better goalkeeper. And as well, I'm just going to put this out there. For me, my third choice goalkeeper would either be Freddie Woodman or possibly Alfonso Areola from PSG, because I think both of those 2 keepers are much better.
I don't know why we're not going to PSG, because PSG currently have 9 goalkeepers on their books. They're crazy.
Yeah, would take Neves any day.
Exactly, Navas.
PK, you didn't know this? They have 9 goalkeepers at PSG right now.
Yeah.
After they signed Donnarumma, they have 9 goalkeepers in their first team.
Spanish guy.
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah, Sergio Rico. Yeah, the old
Trapp,
keeper.
Are you adding Trapp, the one who plays for Frankfurt? I think.
No, he's a permanent deal. He's not at PSG anymore.
Oh, guys, let me just see what some of the people are saying. I'm gonna go to you, Muhtin. Just is it Ramsdale for you also? Out?
Bro, for me, not both of them, to be honest, because I don't like them both. But if I choose one, I'll choose this Johnstone. Yeah.
Okay. What about yourself, Nitish?
Out of these 2, any day, Sam Johnston. I don't think Ramsdale is good enough to be a Premier League keeper. He should stay in the Championship itself. I don't know how they're asking us 40 million when we sold Martinez for 20 million. And these guys are asking us for 40 million for a guy who can't even lace his boots.
Okay. And Aslan, last but not least. Yo, Aslan, you're on mute.
Broski,
he's not there.
I mean, I can tell you now, Aslan's taking Johnston. I know that. He said it in a few times.
In all honesty, they don't want to sell him. They want to keep
exactly.
him. Because he's on a long-term contract. It's not a thing where I don't think they themselves believe that he's worth that money. But they just signed him for what, 20 mil? Of course, they're not going to try to take anything less than 20, and they're going to try to push their luck and get more for him.
And there are so many good keepers. Like Romero is a free agent. Navas is there. We can try going for him. We can go for Johnston. We have so many options. What is this obsession? Yeah, what's the obsession with Ramsdale? I don't have any idea. You want
He's
a second
22
choice.
years old. He's English, and he has scope to grow into being.
I think that's a big part of it. I think the English is the biggest part of that, because why are we linked to 2 English goalkeepers? Which is why I say Freddie Woodman, because he's younger. I don't think he's younger than Ramsdale, but he's younger than Johnstone. He'd be about the same price as Johnstone, and he has the room to grow. And it also helps, obviously, that his dad used to work at the club. So I don't know how his feelings are about him being sacked or anything, but there's that somewhat relationship there between the two, I guess, the family and the club. So for me, Woodman's just better than both. But I think a big part of it is the English quota.
Go ahead, bro.
Look, I'll be real with you. Yeah, I don't want either of these keepers. Now, obviously, if you're comparing the valuations, it makes more sense to spend this much money on this keeper, right? For a backup keeper, rather than paying more than double for that keeper from Sheffield. Yeah. Now, if we were to go with this guy, I would say, right, well, take the scenic route and head over to Villa, bring back the receipt, yeah, and get your return the money, yeah, and bring Super Emi Martinez back to our club, bro, because he was everything that we had in a goalkeeper, and we still need that today, right? This guy had everything.
He's gone. He's gone.
No. I know he's gone.
He's gone.
No,
correct.
I understand he's gone. But
so why are we doing this? He's gone, man.
No, but
he's gone.
So we're gonna pay what?
Why are we crying over a player that's gone?
Yeah?
No, I'm not. What did I say, man? I said I don't want Johnson. I don't want Ramsdale. I don't want either of them. But I'm done with Emi Martinez. He hates he keeps up our name, our club in his mouth the entire time he's away. He was even the Copa America. He was talking about us. Just let him be. Stop being on your knees for bloody Emi Martinez, fam. Let it go. He's done. It's gone.
Bro. What are you talking about on my knees, bro?
You know what I mean, fam. You know what I mean. I'm not trying to be disrespectful.
I'm not on my
knees. You know what I
knees.
mean. No, yeah? I know what you mean. I know, and you know what I mean. You know what I mean?
Listen,
it's a slip of the tongue. You know what I mean?
I'm giving my opinion, Karen. I'm giving my opinion, brother. You had your opinion. I'm giving my opinion.
I said, what I just said. So I'm sorry for using the poor phrasing of phrase, but you know what I mean.
Good. It's all good. It's all good. No problem. Let's move on. But like I said, I want Emi Martinez back, right? I don't want either of these guys. Now, Leno's got 2 years remaining. Now, obviously, there's been conflicting reports about him wanting to go, him wanting to stay. But what we do know for a fact, he's got 2 years left. Yeah. If the club wanted to keep him, have him a part of Arsenal's plans for the long run, we would have given him a contract extension by now. It doesn't look like we're going to. Yes, there's probably still time to negotiate, but 2 years remaining, and with our track record, for me, it doesn't look likely. So bring back Martinez, keep Leno till January, latest next year, sell him, and then go and bring a backup on a cheap. That's just how I feel on the goalkeeping situation. So
okay, and respectfully, Aslan, I don't think we're gonna get Martinez back. I know that I could tell you that right now. I know it would be nice, but we're not gonna get him back. Let's be real. I just want to move on to Ben White's situation. I'm just going to say it quickly. There's no need to drag it out. Ben White is set to be announced anytime this week. Should be maybe either Wednesday or Thursday, depending on if the medical information is 100% correct. It's set. Journalists have been saying that the medical is going to be on Wednesday, and this will most likely be announced before the end of the week. So Ben White to Arsenal is pretty much almost done. At this point, I basically almost consider him an Arsenal player. So we'll just wait until he pulls up the shirt. But for now, it looks like it's done and dusted. But let me just ask you guys, everyone, your opinions on this next topic. I will tell you right now, Arsenal have contacted his agent. They have contacted Chelsea. That is 100%.
For God's sake.
No. Let me just say this right now. Arsenal have contacted Tammy Abraham's agent. They have contacted him, and they've asked Chelsea if they are going to be selling him this window or a possible loan, other things like that. Now, the deal for Tammy Abraham has been looked into by the club. It doesn't mean it's going to happen. It doesn't mean the player wants to come. It doesn't mean anything like that. It's just at this point, it's in the early stages. Now, fans have been going into uproar. The Lacazette possible being sold, I haven't seen anything about him being sold until after this deal became possible. Now, if we do sell Lacazette for 20 million and buy Tammy Abraham for 40 million, does that improve us at all?
No.
I don't know how it improves us.
No.
Makes
Igal,
us worse.
I
Makes
want to
us
ask
a
you a
lot worse.
question. Okay? Tell
What?
me what Tammy Abraham is good at.
No, what Tammy Abraham is, he's a younger, faster, taller Lacazette.
Bro, he cannot.
No,
but
he's not.
He's Bambi
He's-
on ice. There we go. He's taller, but he can't head for shit. The guy literally cannot head a ball for anything. So he's taller, but it literally means nothing. It does nothing. For him.
I'll just give you I'll just give anyone who thinks that he can head balls and he can hold the ball. Go to Who Scored or whichever website you follow. Check out his weaknesses and strengths. He has one strength, that is his finishing. His weaknesses are holding the ball, heading the ball, playing, linking up the play, passing. All
He's a
these are
fox in the
his
box.
weaknesses. Yeah, he can't do all of those. He's not good at anything. Don't compare him to
That's just
Lacazette.
someone
Lacazette
else's
is
opinion
better.
that who scored thing.
He's
Someone else's opinion.
literally, Tammy Abraham is Eddie Nketiah, but he plays for Chelsea. That's all he is. He's a fox in the
Oh
box.
no.
No, he
Okay.
is. I'm sorry. No. You can say
Okay,
no.
one second.
but this
Let
is
me
the
do this.
Chelsea-
Let me do this in
Chelsea
order.
fans'
Let me do this.
description of
Let me
him
do
is
this
a
in
fox in the
order.
box.
Let me do this in order. Kesh, you go first, and then we'll go in order like we did last time.
I don't rate Tammy, but let's be fair, man. We can't compare Tammy to Eddie Nketiah. We just can't. He's a way better finisher than Nketiah. If you give him an opportunity in the box, he'll take it. I've seen Nketiah miss plenty of chances. Tammy is young. He's got to work on his old up play, bringing the team together, knitting it together. That's one thing that can happen over the course of his career. Whether or not I'll be spending 40 mil for him, I wouldn't, because I do feel there's better options out there. The club need to do their due diligence and look around Europe to find a gem that's out there. They need to do their work. I don't want to go rushing and spending 40 mil. Because what you do is if you spend 40 mil on Tammy Abraham and it fails, that sets us back 2 to 3 years. Because you're not going to see the club go out there and spend another 40, 50 million on another striker. So we've got to get this right. Because if that man ain't going to be here for forever, he's probably got 1-2 years left at this club. And if Lacazette goes, you got the likes of Bellerin, which I'd rather give the opportunity to. I'd rather give the opportunity to Martinelli or players. You know what I mean? These are players who's got talent, and I think they got a higher ceiling than Tammy Abraham.
Okay. Someone said Arteta identified Johnstones. Arteta identified some players that we turned our nose up to that right now that would be in our team. Do you think Tammy Abraham could be one of those?
Like who?
Jorginho, they said.
Jorginho.
Yeah, but Jorginho, take him out to put him in Arsenal's team. Does Jorginho play as well as he does for Chelsea or Italy? No.
I think
You can't guarantee that. It's hypothetical.
I think he could be good for
And
us.
so that's one player. What other players you got? Because if you want to say John Stones, you can, but he's overrated. That guy literally gets carried by Diaz and Maguire for both teams.
That's
again.
unfair, man. That is
There's no point in
players
this.
that get
There's
carried.
literally no
unfair,
point.
man. That's unfair. Coming from someone
He had a good season.
Coming from someone that's played centre back, I think that's very unjust to say. Like, if you look at when Laporte stepped in, whenever Pep rotated, and he put Diaz next to Laporte, it didn't work quite as well as a John.
Yeah, that's fine. Stones and Diaz have that partnership. But again, if you put Stones in Arsenal's football team, does Stones play as well as he does? No, he doesn't. So this whole thing about Arteta finding these gems, he's found no one. These players, take them out of their world-class teams with world-class players around them and put them in Arsenal's team.
You can say that about a lot.
Good.
But you don't know that.
You know what? Yeah, you can say that about a lot of centre backs.
I don't know that either.
You can say that about Varane, which I rate. I think he's a world-class defender. But you can say that whenever Varane's not with Ramos, his level drops off a bit. That's just the way football works. Sometimes
yes, that's fine. That's
works
fine,
well with another centre back.
To credit Arteta for identifying these players when they're not actually that good without certain other players. How does that make sense?
That's not the point. That's not the point at all.
You said no.
No. Don't tell me what my point is without letting me explain it, man. Come on.
The point that Igal made was that Arteta has identified players that we turn our nose up at, and we still do, because those players would not fit into Arsenal's system and would not play.
But one, Georgie, you said that if you take them out of their world-class teams, they don't perform. They both perform in club and international.
Guys, they have world-class players around them, CK. You know what? Italy's team's not world-class.
You know why that's not true? You know why that's not true? Over the last 4 or 5 years, Mustafi under Wenger would have done a lot better with a John Stones in the team. he would have done a lot better. That's not even without a question, a doubt. If you compare the both players, yes, Mustafi had the World Cup on the back of him and everything. Everyone used to hype it up, but Mustafi's never actually shown anything credible to say that he had a ceiling that he could reach. Johnstone is still what is he? 26 now? 25? Centre backs don't even peak until they're 27, 28.
Oh, you gotta love yo, guys. This Leicester fan here, he thinks every single player is a downgrade. He's like, Maddison would never join Arsenal. He's like, you guys need to stop talking about it.
Jorginho wouldn't join Arsenal. No, he's a Champions League winner. Why would he come to Arsenal?
Yeah,
No,
no,
obviously, but yeah.
No.
Stones is a Premier League winner and has been for years. Why would he come to Arsenal?
Guys, simply put, Lacazette for Tammy Abraham. Does anybody see the logic behind it?
No, because Tammy Abraham.
I think Tammy's better than him, but I wouldn't sign him.
There's no logic behind it, but it's a thing where, listen, the striking position across Europe is not the greatest. If you're looking for someone who's going to come in that you could have put a name out there and say, get him, he's going to do great. So they're probably looking at him thinking, it's Tammy, even if he does come in and flop, he's an English player. English players will always go for money, so you can make your money back. Lacazette right now, if you keep him, you're losing out on what, 15, 18, 20 million?
Yeah.
So essentially, you're only spending 20 mil on Tammy, if you think about it.
Not even. It's going to be a loan the first year. So if the loan doesn't work,
I think a loan is smart. And if he doesn't pull up any trees, you ship him back to Chelsea.
Yeah, but that's the issue though. So we risk a year loan. You don't pull up any trees. We don't finish in the top 6. We're not in Europe again. Like, what a waste of a year that is, right? So this is what I'm saying. Why would
One second.
It's like a Z.
Gunnar Express. I was just going to say that. I feel like the whole loan thing, it only makes sense in one way. If the club has a backup plan that's of the quality to push us further, if it flops, like what we've been doing with the whole summer with Dominic Calvert-Lewin, all these things, and now being heavily linked with Tammy Abraham, to me, it's underwhelming. That's
I wouldn't even sign a striker. Honestly,
I wouldn't sign a striker personally.
Me neither. I wasn't gonna even center back. Forget about a striker. So you guys know my stance. Focus on the midfield.
just so
I don't think they're going to sell Lacazette anyways. If Arteta he's trying to play that 4-4-2 kind of formation from a 4-3-3. If he plays that, he's not going to sell Lacazette because Lacazette will be if he's playing that 4-4-2, he's going to be the deep falling striker with Aubameyang or Martinelli or whichever guy is playing in front of him to go forward into the box.
I think we're only playing 4-4-2 just to teach the press.
If they get the right offer, like I say, it's off, man. You're not telling me they're gonna get an offer 18, 20 mil.
Bro, they're getting
so what? Are they going to replace him with Tammy
Yeah,
Abraham?
17 million they're taking it. 17
I
million.
think Laka going depends on him because I think we'll sell. But it's just the wages thing, and he's in his last year.
No, but the point of the discussion we're having is, okay, you sell Lacazette for 17, 20 mil, whatever, right? So you're then going to spend 20 extra million pounds. So you're going to spend 40 million on someone who doesn't improve us at all. What's the point of that? Why are you going to spend 20 mil more to not improve us when you can keep Lacazette for one extra season and have the exact same?
I wouldn't take either of them. I think Tammy's better.
I wouldn't take either, but neither are going to make any difference. They're both so similar in terms of the levels that they give us in output.
I'll play the likes of Odegaard and Martinelli.
Yeah, same.
Martinelli's my starter for next season. I've been saying this since the beginning of the preseason. Martinelli starts for me up front. But the point is there's so many better strikers out there. You can go spend 40 mil on Tammy. You add another 20, you can start going for someone like Vlahovic from Fiorentina. Or you can start looking at Isaac. Why would we spend 40 million pounds on someone who isn't going to improve us when next season, and this is why I don't think this is true anyway, I haven't been believing this, because we aren't interested in a striker. If we would have bought Isaac if we were interested in a striker, let's be honest. So I don't know why so many people are believing this for a starter, but if we magically somehow sign him, if we do go sign him, then the ambition of the club's nowhere because he's not going to improve us at all. So it's what it is.
I don't believe we're going to sign him.
I don't think so either. Aslan, Muhtin, let Muhtin go first. Actually, Muhtin, what do you think? You said something about Danny Welbeck. What were you talking about?
No. I was saying, bro, I don't like Tammy Abraham. The guy has nothing, man. He's just a footballer, you know. He's not. I don't see that where he is where he's good at. You know, for me, I will keep Lacazette. And maybe next season, I don't care if he goes for free for me. I don't care their money, I care for the team for me, the budget. Yeah.
Okay. I'm ashamed to ask this question, like sell Lacazette to fund Tammy Abraham. I kind of feel like this is the antithesis of everything that we've been saying. We don't want no more Chelsea rejects. We don't want no more. And what we're going to do is we're going to sell a player to fund another player so they can go buy Haaland. This is worse.
We're not funding them, man. Chelsea's got the money to buy Haaland.
Ahmed Yonis, yes, Abraham is an Arsenal fan.
They've got the money to buy Haaland. We're not funding their transfer. Don't know where fans have got this from.
Yeah, exactly. We're not funding the Haaland deal, but they want to get him off the books because they'll then have Werner, Abraham. They're trying to sign that Borja. I know he's in the academy, but he's going to
already gave him a new deal, bro.
That he's going to want to get first team minutes. So, they're not going to be able to keep all four of those players. So Tammy's the one that'll go. But I see him going to West Ham anyway, man. I don't know why.
Yeah, I see him going.
I know I've kind of just overreacted in a sense.
West Ham.
We ain't getting him.
All right, Aslan, you're the last guy on this topic, and then we're done for the day. Let us know.
Yeah, look, shortly, I don't want us to buy any more Chelsea players. We've had a poor track record of buying Chelsea players and United players in the past. I don't care if he's an Arsenal fan; he's not good enough. We've only got Lacazette for another year. I'd rather keep him. Or if we were going to sell Lacazette, I'd rather get that money and invest in the positions that we need. For me, an attacking player is a luxury signing. The other positions need to be addressed first. And if we were looking for a striker, my option would be that Dusan Vlahovic at Fiorentina. The guy is 21.
He's going
the guy is 21, 6'3". The guy's a unit. He's got a sweet left peg on him. He's got all the attributes that we need in a striker. He would be my number one choice, but unfortunately, we're not linked to him. So
he's going to Spurs. He's going to Spurs as a Kane replacement.
Listen, I don't know about you, but I'm still a big fan of Darwin Núñez. I think that kid's got a big future. There's options out there. It's just about, as I said, it's about Arsenal doing their due diligence and actually scouting, finding the right signing.
Yeah, Aslan, if you remember, 2 months ago we spoke about him, and at the time they were saying Arsenal were looking to line up a move for the following summer, not even this summer. So if somebody comes in this summer for him, we're not prepared to buy a striker this summer.
No, but you said Tottenham are interested. So what? Tottenham are looking to spend, what, 60 million euros?
Tottenham are probably going to spend a quarter of the Kane money to buy him.
Well, I mean, from what I read, it was around 60 million euros. Yeah. So we're looking to spend, like, if we're going to entertain the reports about Abraham, 40 million pounds. What's that? About 45 million euros. Chuck in another 15 million euros. Go and get this guy. Done.
It's not. I think people look at it too simplistic. Like, you can just go and buy it. They obviously got the budget, and they have to look at. There's a thing called financial fair play. We're not City who's going to escape that. People
but
get
this season they kind of relaxed it.
They kind of relaxed it, but Arsenal are in debt. It's not like we're not in debt. You can't just go and spend, and expect that there won't be any repercussions. I don't believe we need to get a striker this season. I do believe we're well lined up for next summer to get a good striker. I don't think it's the be and all to go and get a proven striker. If you look at Chelsea, Lampard's previous year, they trust the likes of Tammy, and they got into top four. I believe if you trust and put faith into the likes of our own youth, Balogun and Martinelli, they can produce the numbers.
No, Kesh, I agree, bro. Look, I've had many discussions with Miguel and on these streams. I've said many times that our major key focus area is the midfield and that right back. If we address them with quality, I believe in our attacking players.
Mm-hmm.
Dominic Calvert-Lewin or Tammy Abraham?
But if the club have to make a choice, like depending on what interest is shown to either Aubameyang and Lacazette, I would leave that to the club to make a business sense decision, a wise decision in choosing either or in order to reinvest into the
Bring
positions
that.
that we need.
I agree.
So that's just my opinion. And like you said, then reinvest in a in a class striker come next season, and possibly even a better centre back.
Yeah,
next season.
agree.
You know?
I agree.
All right, guys, I gotta wrap this up. I'm gonna be joining Twitter Space with my guys. But yo, do you think people have yourselves a wonderful day, everyone? Go check out everyone's on their socials. You got Azan's right there, Azan AFC. You got Gunnar Express at Gunnar Express _. You got Karan at Karan BOP, stands for Ball Over Passion. If you guys go check out his channel and Gunnar Express's channel, and you got Kesh _. And you guys already know where to catch me on EGTV and on Twitter at @TheKidEG. I'm probably gonna do my vlog either today or tomorrow. I'm gonna fix it and set it up and post it. Yeah, have yourselves a wonderful day, ladies and gentlemen. Over 205 of you guys in the chat right now. Do me a favor, let's get this video over at least 100 likes. We're at 85 right now. You can do that before we leave. But I appreciate you guys. And I don't know who's yelling. That sounded cool. I'm out. Peace. What's going on, everybody? I need you guys to go check out my channel and subscribe if you're new. And don't forget to subscribe, hit that button, and hit that notification bell while you're at it, ladies and gentlemen. EGTV, you already know. And if you're on your phone, it's even easier. Press that like button for me